So today everyone's going to be opening a brand new party bag SBC including Road to Knockout stages, Total Rushes and Trailblazers. But before we do get underway with this, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on my Twitch, which you can get for free with Amazon Prime. All you need to do is click on the top link in the subscription and go and subscribe over on Twitch. It is either free with Amazon Prime, if not it's £5, €5 or $6. In there you will get yourself daily updated investing guide and daily updated silver and shadow trading guides. A recent investment that did really well in the guide was us recommending Theo Hernandez when he crashed on the Monday at 295k. Well, now on the Wednesday, just 24 hours later, he has already rebounded 65k and will continue to rise through the week. So some nice investments on the guide. But in today's video, as I say, we are going to be going through all the content that's come in the last 24 hours, all the leaks, talking about all the investments and where the market is going. So, the main topic of today's video is going to be this brand new SBC for Road to Knockout stages. It's going to be Total Rushes and it's going to be Trailblazers. And this SBC is very likely to come today, and the reason it's very likely to come today is because every single pie bag SBC this year has come out on a Wednesday. The heroes and icons have come out on Sundays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, whatever, Mondays I think. But the party bags this year have always come out on a Wednesday. We've had the exact same pie bag being released twice, and every time it's repeatable every other day. So the most recent one we had was only RTKs and Total Rushes, and they were repeatable on the Wednesday, the Friday, the Sunday, and the Tuesday. Well, we expect the exact same thing, but with this brand new one that includes Trailblazers as well. Well, why is this interesting to us? Well, there's really good money to be made on this. So let me go and show you this last time. So last time the requirement was a 82 rated squad with 184 and an 83 rated squad needing a team of the week. The 83 rated squad needing a team of the week did actually push up 84s as well due to people using low rated team of the weeks. Well, we can see on the initial release of this, so this came out on the 30th, we can see that informs went from 11.5 up to 12k. So with the initial release of it, there wasn't really any good money. But because the SBC is repeatable every 2 days, what it does is it slowly drains the supply on the market. Because it slowly drains the supply on the market, it's not the first day is when it does well, it's when it's repeatable the second time, the third time, and I think that's about it. So see, it came out here, but this was 1 week later. So we can see informs went from 12k all the way up there to 15k. Because what happened is, again, every 2 days, you know, people were doing these SBCs and they're rising. We can also see this happen with the 84s. We can see with the initial release, if we go here, we can see that all they did was they go from 2k to 2.3k. But because every other day people are using 84s, either in the team week requirement or the one that needs a minimum 184, we can see they went from 2.2 all the way up there to 4k. Now, obviously, this would have been pushed via well-demanded SBCs, maybe a well-demanded icon SBC and so on, but there's no reason to believe we won't get that next week. And likewise, even with 83s, when it came out initially, again, they only went from 950 to 980. But by the end of the week, we can see they went all the way up there to 1.3k. So again, it's not about the initial release. A lot of people are going to ask me, Dan, what should I go and buy for the party bag SBC? You're not buying anything if you're going to try and flip it tonight. You're buying stuff, not actually now, we'll talk about buy times in a second, to go and flip it next Wednesday. So when was the best time to go and buy stuff? Well, the best time to go and buy stuff was either preempting what might be required, or it wasn't really that much more buying on the Friday. So you could preempt that team of the weeks are needed and they're 11.4, or you could just buy when you know they're needed on the Friday. So when is the cheapest time to go and buy these on the Friday? Well, the SBC is actually repeatable on the Friday, meaning I would say, I'd be honest with you, I'd probably just go Friday evening. Even though it's repeatable on the Friday, the supply from Weekend League and Save Packs should outweigh, the supply from that should outweigh the demand. So I'd be buying Friday late evening / Saturday early morning. That is traditionally one of the cheapest times. We can see the same thing happened here with the 84s. We can say, yeah, you could have preempted and bought them on 2k, but you could have just waited till Friday, and again, I'm sure they would have been cheaper than 2.2, but 2.2 right there. Again, maybe less so favourable with the 84s. And again, with the 83s, you know, yes, you could have preempted and bought them at 950, but if you just waited till, actually Friday, not so favourable there, they were, you know, 1k. So there wasn't really too much of a difference. And the idea is that these trends should be more escalated this time because of there being more well-demanded SBCs rather than last time. We can see as well, 83s have got, more inflated. If we see all the way on to the build up of this SBC, 83s were flooded on the market. We can see they've got quite rare as of recently because they keep on going from discard all the way up there to 1.3. But I'd say they're favourable to do better than that next time. Also, we can see that I think it's 83s are already starting to get a little bit rare for the double 84. Yeah, with 83s, 2s and 84s all being needed for that. So what do I recommend doing? I recommend just waiting and seeing what's needed, and then on the Friday evening, Saturday morning, I'm saying about 10 PM on Friday through to maybe about 7, 8 AM on the Saturday GMT, we're going to look at buying whatever is needed. Now there is the outside chance, because it is a better SBC, that maybe it's going to go and require 85s. Well, if it goes and requires 85s, we're going to do the same thing then. We're going to go and buy our 85s late evening / early morning. Now regarding buying the Team of the Weeks for this, just go and buy discard Team of the Weeks. Ideally what you do is you buy the highest rated in form you can get for discard price. What do I mean for this? Well, what I mean by this is if an 83 rated is 13k and an 85 rated is 13k, favour the 85 over the 83. It'll be less so that, and it'll be maybe if an 84 is 13k and an 83 is 13k, go and buy the 84. That's kind of the more favourable way of doing it. Why? Well, obviously, high rating has more utility for other SBCs, and in theory, you get more bang for your buck. So that is the SBC that we expect to go and get today, and again, repeatable every other day, and those are the investments you can make. Now, some people would say, Dan, I've got myself this. I've got a Trailblazer Cravashelli. I've got or Palmer. I've got myself a Rush Trent. Should I go and panic sell them because they're in the SBCs? Well, actually, how these SBCs work is it's not what's in the packs that drops. It's the players of the price of the packs or cheaper. Well, what do I mean by this? Well, what I mean by this is the likelihood of someone owning a Cole Palmer Trailblazer that then goes and packs a Cole Palmer Trailblazer in this, and therefore lists up their Trailblazer Cole Palmer, is very, very low. The reality is what gets sold is, let's say the SBC is 40k. Anything 40k and below can go and drop because people are like, oh, I'd prefer to go and gamble and get a really good player than have this 40k player in my club. So, and it's the same sort of trend passes through with heroes and icons. It's not necessarily heroes and icons crash so much with hero and icon SBC. It's more so whatever is the price of the SBC and cheaper will drop. So yeah, heroes do go and drop when a hero SBC comes out, but that's more because the heroes are cheaper than the price of the SBC. This is proven because if you look at the heroes that are, substantially more than the SBC, they don't drop once the SBC comes out. They might drop in pre-panic selling, but they don't drop when it comes out. Likewise with icons, you don't see a 6, 7, 800k icons drop when the icon SBC comes out. You see your 1, 2, 300k because they're the price of the SBC and cheaper. So don't go and panic sell your players if you own Trailblazers, Total Rush and RTKs, because that's just not how the trend works. So there's a little bit right there. I think that is going to go and wrap up our little talk about the Rush cards. I mean, if you're interested in what cards can be in it, there are some very, very nice cards. Obviously, you're probably very aware of what the sort of the Total Rush is, but the Trailblazers, very, very nice. I'll be honest with you, Trailblazer, RTK and Rush are all very, very similar cards. You're looking at average about 88, 89 rated players, with the odd playstyle plus being added. Obviously, there are loads of plebs being added, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... minimum discard players in week 1, and then I'm sure there's loads of discard players in week 2, but nonetheless, obviously there are loads of interesting players being added at the same time, so don't ever be the pessimist, basically. And that is going to go again, talk a little bit about the Total Rush or the Party Bag SBC we should get today. Let's talk about some other stuff that was leaked. So some other stuff that was leaked that was quite interesting was there were loads and loads of upgrade packs. Now obviously half of these are just going to be for next week's promo, season opener on court, that's going to be for next promo. Premium Energizer, very nice, your little 10 coin pack that goes and gives you, a few rares normally. Oh wait, is that, no, ignore me, I'm being stupid. Now these are the interesting ones, the 40 plus 80 plus, the 50 times 80 plus, the 75 times 80 plus, and the 84 times 25 plus. Now, some very optimistic people are believing that these will come as SBCs. I'd say there is a much higher chance that they come as something else. The less likely, but you guys would probably want it, would be the Season Pass. Obviously, the Season Pass ends in 7 days, and EA traditionally add a lot of packs before it ends to go and add them in the next one. For example, we saw the 75 times 100 player pack being added to the code, just before the season came out, or a few days before the season came out. So what we could expect to see is maybe, the 75 times 80 plus coming there, because, the next season is probably going to run for 30 days, so in 30 days' time, probably dropping a pack like that is not going to be too crazy. But what is probably more likely than not going to be is it's going to be your new rival rewards. Now I'm not quite sure because I haven't looked at like the whole pack description of tradable and untradable. But if we go and look at, sorry, not rivals, foot champs. If we go and look at the foot champs rewards at the moment, and we go and look at some of the most premium ones, there we go. We can see we're getting some big packs here. You know, the 10 times 84. Now, I would say a 25 times 84 from a 10 times 84 is definitely quite the scale up. But it could happen. I mean, there you go. There's another example. You know, we're already seeing 30 times 82 plus. So to then go and see 84 times 25, or to then go and see, you know, I think for the some of the more plebby ranks, which don't get me wrong, is my sort of, they're my people. Yeah, stuff like this, you know, your 15 times 81, this very easily could go and get replaced with maybe a 40 times 80 or something like that. Again, quite the scale up, but I'd imagine through Christmas, which is probably what the next season pass is going to be, there's probably going to be loads of SBCs, so EA could go and warrant really ramping up those untradable rewards. So that's another thing that has been leaked. Today is basically the day of leaked, so or leaks. But we've got that. Then on top of that, we've got ourselves a brand new icon packs. 87 plus base icon pack. Theory is that's going to be a new one here as well. Obviously, previously we got the base icon pack, so the idea is, you know, this is kind of what hints towards the other packs being rival rewards, because this just screams rival rewards. Some people in my stream are like, oh, Dan, there's an 87 icon pack. It's going to be coming as this weekend's icon SBC. Very wishful thinking, because actually I did a little bit of research, and last year's icon SBC that came after the Max 87s, so last year we got the Max 87s 2 times in a row, just like how we had it this time, was a Max 89, and do not fear, because again, in the pack code there was a Max 90. So I'd say this is highly likely to be this Sunday's SBC. Should be really good, should really nice, you know, should drop the market nicely this Sunday. I'll be honest with you, we're going into Black Friday. I think the market probably drops all the way from Sunday through to Thursday or Friday, subject to what Black Friday's content is like, and if it's replacing. It's a little bit of an individual basis, but yeah, should be good for fodder. So Dan, should I go and buy 89s? Is this the week where 89s and 90s do really well? Well, I go back to last year. It was an 83 rated squad and an 86 rated squad coming in at 140k. It was really, really cheap, and it's probably going to be the same sort of thing this year. You know, we expect to see the icon pack substantially, well, not substantially cheaper than the last time, but you know, not being too expensive. So no, I wouldn't go and buy high rateds, which again leaves me back to backing the low rateds that I needed for this week's Party Bag SBC being the best investment for fodder. So yeah, Max 90, again, people complaining about it being a Max 90. There are plenty of really good 90 rated icons that are being added. Let's have a little look. If we go to all icons and we just scroll down here, what are the new additional ones being added? We got ourselves Sheelan. I mean, these in comparison, you know, widening the pool and adding these players, you can't really complain too much. Rivaldo, not the best in the world. Then we got ourselves Raul. Again, loads of 300k players. It adds a Ruud Gullit, it adds a George Best, it adds a Nibali, it adds a Del Piero, adds a Roberto Carlos, a Matthias. You know, it is adding some big old hitters, especially if you're going to look at the players 89 and below. I'll be honest with you, actually, there's quite a lot of good 89s, but even these I don't think have been in recent ones, because I think the recent ones were Max 88. So, yeah, I mean, people in FIFA always have something to complain about. I think it's always nicer. Always nice when they, you know, release slightly better icon packs each time, but whatever. But yeah, more promo packs on there. So that's that. Let's go and talk about some more leaks of SBCs coming this week. Obviously, we're going to get one of these today and one of these tomorrow. How do we know that? Well, this is the last week of Transfer. So you get one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. Friday's a new promo. Not the best SBCs in the world. We've got ourselves a Francisco this guy, and a Zambo Anguissa, which is hard to believe that I can pronounce his name better than this guy's name. But yeah, Zambo Anguissa, I'll be honest with you, it was privately leaked. So one of the leaking discords recommended people buying Cameroonian managers. I kind of looked at Cameroonian players and instantly said it's Zambo Anguissa. The reason you can tell with Zambo Anguissa is this promo is all about pace and physical, and none of these guys are exactly excelling in pace and physical, unless you think they're going to be dropping us a 49 paced Greek League centre-back, which if so, you really have no faith in the EA content team. But yeah, Cameroonian managers are up. I don't think Inform Crava was up too much, which is a bit gutting, because he was kind of, when we kind of came to the realisation that that's probably the SBC, we did say, if you want to go and pick this guy up at, like, was it like 95 yesterday? Was it 95? No, it would have been 90 yesterday. He hasn't really risen that well in the pre-hype. But yeah, Zambo Anguissa and Francisco Conchao. Zambo Anguissa, link investments really is just Inform Cravashelli. But I'll be honest with you, I just don't back the demand for these, so I wouldn't actually do any of these link investments. And Francisco, his link investments are mainly Gold Liao, Inform Breme, and probably Gold Breme as well. Interesting thing about Inform Breme, there was a private leak about there being an Inform centre-back Evo. How do we know that? Well, Breme went from 24 all the way up to 146. Prepare yourself for Van der Ven's Inform. Van der Ven Auli yesterday went from 110 all the way up there to 122. I think LaCroix's Inform absolutely banged. So again, I'd never invest in these heavily inflated, privately leaked, Evos. But yeah, just a heads up. We should be getting ourselves a centre back. Probably, centre back Inform evolution soon. Is it going to add a play style? We don't know. It's all privately leaked. They just recommend buying players. They don't really give too much context. That is another thing that's been leaked. And then let's talk a little bit about the content that came out yesterday. AA 2-pack, people always have something to complain about. In the end of the day, it is 13k. All you got to do is get... What do you have to get from these? It's not motivated. All you got to do is get either 187 or 286s, and you're making your money back. And in the end of the day, I understand you trade in 384s, you might get 284s. It's 13k. I find it very hard to believe that the FIFA community really deeps a 13k SBC. But as I say, FIFA community always has something to complain about. Welcome. We've been here for a while. Other content we only got was Zico Di Vettercelli. Brilliant. Only promo players with names I can't pronounce at the moment. Yeah, I mean, he's great for the objective because otherwise you have to go and complete like 100 or 150k player objective. But yeah, pretty meh card. 78 pace, 78 shooting, 94 pace, 86 dribbling. Very, very hard to link in. Yeah, no, he could have got another Barcola, but in the end of the day, I think this guy had 5 assists and 3 goals or something crazy like that. He had a great contribution in the season. And I mean, bear in mind he's playing for Saint Etienne, who had an awful... if you guys are ever interested, Saint Etienne last year were in the relegation playoffs, lost the relegation playoffs, and the fans stormed the pitch, lobbing flares at all the players. Something to Google if you're interested. It was a bit scary, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, well, he's doing well for Saint Etienne. Not that they really deserve the success with their fans' behaviour, but hey ho. And apart from that, that kind of wraps it up. But we do have a few investments. Now, investing in metas this week is a little bit sketchy, and the reason it's a bit sketchy is because obviously we had really heavy Black Friday panic selling the other day. We made a video on it, and as a result, the special market's not too certain. But if I did want to go invest in anything between now and Div Rivals, it would be link investments to the recent SBCs. So it would mainly be a link investment to the likes of, hopefully these unpopular players still, it'd be a link investment to the likes of Tell, who is behind the webcam conveniently, and it'd be a link investing to the likes of Aubameyang. You can see right here that some of the link investments have done pretty well. I'd say they've done pretty well, but they've been quite progressive compared to others. Obviously, 1, he had a great rebound from the initial drop. 2, he seems to be rebounding each day. Same sort of thing here with Guerrero, where he rebounded really nicely from the initial drop. I wouldn't exactly say he's rebounding each day, but I'd say he's a lot more progressive than other sort of cards. My general opinion on what's going on with the market, I was quite happy with the sort of fluctuations we saw yesterday. It was kind of like a very normal market. Cards go up and down 5%. It wasn't that cards were crashing all day. We didn't see cards crashing hour on hour yesterday. It was just kind of like up and down, up and down. This is a completely normal trend. So at the moment, we're kind of back to a normal market. I'm anticipating way less buy-in on Thursday because of anticipation around Black Friday. And I do think you'll be selling your players maybe Friday afternoon before 6 p.m. content. If not, you can go and gamble 8 to 10 p.m. But yeah, it's going to be a bit hard to predict what's going on this week because obviously it's not normal trends. A lot of Black Friday panic selling. So yeah, do bear with that. I can't give the most conclusive advice because obviously, it's Black Friday just kind of messes the trends up a little bit. Another player that was also up a little bit as a result of the SBCs is the likes of Alawari. And again, another card that can rise each day going into Thursday evening. But I'll be honest with you, my recommendations is stay liquid. Don't panic sell your specials. Anything that's impacts you want to sell about before 6 p.m. today. Anything that isn't impacts, so gold cards not in packs, or any old promo cards, or actually heroes and icons even, are good to go and hold through to Thursday. Should be about 8 to 10 p.m. If you want to play it very safe, maybe 4 p.m. And investments, we're going to look at buying ourselves the SBC fodder Friday evening to Saturday morning on whatever is going to be needed for the party bag SBC. But I'd say that about wraps it up. Again, lots of leaks. I'll probably be just doing cheap shadow trading. If you're interested in how to shadow trade, it's basically how you can trade without having to worry about the market being absolutely mental, then check out the tutorial channel. Should have a tutorial video maybe about how to go and download Pel Tools over on iOS, something I'm meaning to get around to, but that is going to wrap that up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.